Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio, everybody. What is going on? It is Gail right here, and we're back with another Danmachi video, and more specifically, we're back with another Danmachi light novel video. It's been quite some time since we made a video on Danmachi's light novels. In fact, I think the last time we made a video was for Danmachi's episode Ryu Volume 2 release, the Familiar Chronicles episode Ryu Volume 2 release, and the spoiler talk we did for that. So it's been about 4 or 5 months since that video, and of course, in between that, we were supposed to get volume 18's released in December, but unfortunately that got delayed to January, which is of course this month. So of course there's going to be a couple of light novel videos coming out later this month, including along with that Astrea Records release as well. And today's video is more about just talking about those releases, the delay that happened to Danmachi volume 18, and of course generally what I'm expecting from the release schedule going forward as well. So of course, if you guys go on to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi content, and let me know in the comment section down below. First and foremost, are you guys going to be picking up the digital copy or the physical copy, or are you guys going to be waiting for a couple of weeks to buy the light novels? Let me know in the comment section down below, because there are two light novels releasing really close to one another. Now, before we get into the actual discussions and going to the Yen Press pages, I would like to let people know that there is a lot of spoilers coming your way for volume 18 in just a moment. So if you guys want to stay away from this, please stay away from this. This is very light novel spoilers, very much so heavy light novel spoilers is what I should be saying. So if you are an anime only, stay away from this video. I mean, by the title itself, you should be staying away from this video. Of course, even when we do the light novel videos, they're going to be spoiler heavy, so keep that in mind. Expect long 1 hour reviews of each light novel that's going to be coming up as well. I'm going to be going through in detail reviews through those light novels. Of course, we've already done a spoiler talk for them previously, but they've been just based on whatever everybody's translated, which I feel like can be very iffy. Of course, this is going to be the official translation, so I think things are going to be different a little bit, but it's warranting a proper review of the entire light novel. So yeah, anyways, back to the point. Spoiler heavy. Keep in mind, I'm gonna move over to the end press page in 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna move over now. Don't say I didn't warn you guys. I gave you guys a countdown. So, of course, if you guys didn't know, the release of Volume 18 was supposed to happen on, I think it was the 18th December or something like that, 15th December, give or take around then. It unfortunately got delayed to Jan 23rd, which was the original release date for Astrea Record Volume 1. And instead, Astrea Record Volume 1 is now releasing on Jan 30th. So basically, it got delayed by a week, Astrea Record that is, and Danmachi Volume 18 got delayed by a whole month. Now, personally, I don't mind it as long as they nail the translations. At least it's not a 6-month delay, which they have done before previously. I know Yen Press very well. It's not unlike them to make a delay of a couple of months even. So I'm glad that it's a one month only delay. So far, at least, we don't know if they'll delay it even further in the next couple of weeks. It's not entirely out of the question, but yeah, it's coming on the 23rd of Jan, at least for now. I'm very excited to be reading it. Of course, like I said, it's going to be good finally reading it in English and properly translated, hopefully. And the official translation. Of course, I think there will be some issues here and there. Nonetheless, this is classic Yen Press, of course, right? We'll have to wait and see on how it goes, of course. But yes, like I said, the synopsis is there, and the synopsis spoils quite a lot. So just to go over the synopsis, Orario has never seen a war game like this. The Labyrinth City is finally free from Freya's charm, and people are angry. Feeling violated, many are demanding that the goddess of beauty be severely punished, and some are even demanding blood. Of course, none of them are ready to take on Freya Familia, who is widely considered to be the strongest Familia in the whole city. None except Hestia Familia and their few allies, who must fight harder than they've ever fought if they want even the slimmest chance of keeping Belle out of Freya's clutches. So yeah, it pretty much spoils the entire premise of Volume 18, which I know a lot of people who have read Volume 16 and 17 going into this would have expected this pretty much, right? Knowing what happened at the end of Volume 17, of course. But still, a lot of people are probably just about to start reading Volume 16 and 17, getting ready to get into Volume 18, of course, right? I know there are a lot of people who like reading arcs as a whole rather than reading, like, bit by bit and then waiting years for the next part of the arc to come out, right? So yeah, I'm not entirely surprised that some people may be waiting for that. But yes, I'm very, very excited to read volume 18, like I said, in English, and obviously, you know, without any sort of like potential biases and slight mistranslations, because funnily enough, right, I was actually talking to somebody who knows Japanese quite well as well, in regards to the tweet that Omori put out for the new Danmachi console game, Danmachi Full End of Water and Light, right? And he came up with like 3 or 4 different translations because there was just no context around it, right? So it becomes a bit of a tricky situation where translating from Japanese to English can be very tricky, especially without any context. And of course, with that tweet being very out of context, it's very tricky to basically get a nail on exactly what's being said. And I think in this situation as well, while yes, there is context in the whole light novel and everything, everybody's interpretation can be quite different. So this is probably going to be a official interpretation. Yes, obviously this is based on whoever's translating it more so than anything else. In this case, Dale DeLucia is the one who's probably, you know, interpreting it in his own way, but we're gonna have to run with what he interprets the light novel to be, in all honesty. So we're gonna have to rock with that. That is what we're gonna get, and it's gonna be quite interesting to see how everybody feels coming out of the light novel as well, because of course there are so many people who haven't read it yet or haven't engaged in the spoilers that we've discussed many a times over the last year, of course, you know, in separate videos as well. So it's going to be quite interesting. It is going to be quite interesting. I'm quite excited to see the say the least for this, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for you know, Jan 23rd. I'm gonna read it in one day. Jan 23rd is what day actually? Let me see. I'm hoping that it's an off day for me. I am thinking it is an off day for me, but let me just check. 23rd is a Tuesday. No, it's like literally my first day of work again, or first day of the work week for me. I'm hoping that I can probably read at least a little bit of it while I'm at work. Then I'm gonna read it when I come back home, and then probably the following day, Wednesday or Thursday, I'll sit down and just smash out a recording where I go over certain things and certain points that I want to talk about, of course, right? But yeah, Volume 18 is coming out on Jan 23rd. So that's point number 1. And that is volume number 1 that we are going to talk about today. Of course, volume number 2 that we're going to talk about is Astrea Record Volume 1. Of course, this was expected to release on Jan 23rd. And unfortunately, we're stuck with the Liu still in this, it seems like. At least they've managed to change it from Astrea to Astrea Record. I still remember initially it was Astrea Record for some reason, and I don't know why. Darkness looms. 7 years before a certain boy sets foot in the Labyrinth City, chaos and uncertainty plague the hearts of each god, goddess, and adventurer across every familia. Though Liu Leon spends her waking hours carrying out the will of the goddess Astrea, she is constantly searching for a brand of justice she can believe in. She may be able to rely on the rest of the Astrea familia to serve as her light in the darkness, but evil yet stirs deep within the shadows. A great conflict draws near, and should it arrive, all of Arario will be shaken to its foundations. So yeah, very excited for Astrea Records light novel. I'm gonna be probably also making a video where I compare whatever has happened in volume 1 versus the actual Danmemo story as well, because of course the original story was created in Danmemo. It was created for Danmemo's anniversary, the 3rd anniversary in particular. So it's going to be quite interesting to see the comparison between the two. Of course, I'm going to be quite interested to see what additions they've made, what have they changed slightly, what have they removed potentially, and overall how the description adds to the story or does it remove from the story. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see. Definitely think it's going to improve the story. By the way, I highly doubt it worsens the story anyways, because of course, Danmemo's got a blend of visual, audio, and text as well, right? It's a blend of all three. Whereas in the light novels, it's all text, right? It's very much text heavy with a couple of illustrations here and there for some visuals, but for the most part, it's text heavy, right? So it's going to be quite interesting to see if it ends up being better, which I think it will. But yeah, that's the way I think it'll end up being. But yes, Jan 30th is when this is releasing, so we're gonna have to, pretty much follow up with that second light novel video immediately. Like 1 week it's gonna be light novel 18 for the main series, and then we're gonna go in straight into Astrea Record Volume 1, which is, I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited for it. Now, we do have information about Astrea Record Volume 2 as well. And unfortunately, it's somewhat bad news, I feel. So if we go over to Volume 2, as you can see there, May 21st, 2024. Yes, we're gonna have to wait till May for Volume 2 of Astrea Record Volume 2. It is quite unfortunate, to be quite honest, because that is a 4-month wait, basically, or 5-month wait, technically. It's a long time. It's a long time. I was kind of expecting Astrea Record Volume 2 to happen in maybe like March or April, potentially a 2 to 3 month wait, right? But 4 months is quite heavy, and in between that, we don't actually have anything else releasing. I did check if anything else got announced as well, but there's no Sword of Rotoria 13. Of course, 14 won't happen. There's no Sword of Rotoria 13. None of the short stories were announced as well, as far as I could tell. I mean, we can double check as well. If we go over to volume 18 and we go to the search, is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Short stories. But yeah, I don't think there is. Obviously, Memoria Freese is a thing, but yeah, we would have probably seen it being as part of this by now if it was the case, which is kind of unfortunate. You know, it is kind of unfortunate that we are gonna have to wait for 4 months for another another light novel, to be quite honest. For Danmachi, it's gonna be a while before we have to wait for that, but it is how it is. That's just how the cookie crumbles. We're just gonna have to wait for it instead of getting it immediately right after, or getting something in between. I thought we would have probably gotten the short stories or Orario stories in between, because those don't take too long, I feel, comparatively. But still, either way, that is just how like I said, the cookie crumbles. We're gonna have to wait for a while, and it seems like we're gonna have to wait as well for the other light novels as well. I expect Sword of Rotoria 13 and 14 to be after these then as well, after both of these, Astrea Record and of course light novel volume 18. Same with volume 19 as well, and of course episode Rio as well. I still have some hope that maybe the short stories might release in between Astrea Record volume 1 and volume 2, so somewhere between February to April potentially we might get that released as well. But who knows. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like I asked in the start of this video, are you guys going to be picking up the digital or paperback copies? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take it easy, everybody. Bye bye.